Look at that bad boy right there. This is my favorite style of what I'd call a mini house. Some people call it tiny house, but it is kind of like a single wide mobile, but much more high end, built more high end. This falls under the manufactured home design rather than the mobile home design, because it's on skids and the way it's built with the floor, super insulated and all that good stuff. But I like this. I can't remember what they call this roof. I'll put a chyron in if I can remember it. But you can't just build a single slant right now. You gotta have like a kicker of some sort in order to qualify for construction and insurance and all that stuff. But this is a beautiful, beautiful design. And we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this guy right now. But first, let's walk around. So you got a nice slit window here. That might be where you're gonna mount your TV then. So let me go wide on this since we're in such a tight channel. Sorry the sun's at the wrong angle, but I like this that you got the double French doors with the nice cool LED lights on either side. Another windows all the way along. So this is built specifically for a client. All of these are custom made by westwoodcabins.com. That's where I'm at, Westwood Cabins in upstate South Carolina. And this is another set of double doors right here, another double French doors, and another set. I just noticed 3 sets. Wow. So this might be a 2-bedroom because this is a bigger one. This is 14'8" wide by, I think he said this one's 52. So really this is about the same size as you'd have as a mobile home, single wide mobile home, but it's manufactured classification at least. So you got the 2 sconces on each door as well, which is really nice. So beautiful design. Mini split right here. We have other videos on our channel. Usually it's for 2 or 3. The one this big is going to at least be for 2, if not 3. And then I've noticed that there's also lots of Edison plugs on the outside of these units as well. So here's another Edison plug, or regular outlet in other words, and that's where your power hookup comes in right there. Not a lot of windows on this side. So maybe this is going to be up against some trees or a hillside where they didn't really care much to see what they're got on this side of the house, or they plan on doing a lot with that wall space, and you just can't have windows if you plan on putting stuff on the walls. So let's go inside. All right, so we came in the middle double doors. There's a double door behind me, and this is a nice setup. This is the kind of setup I like. Big kitchen. Now, I don't need a kitchen this big as far as width goes, like this right here, but it is really nice to have that room, especially if you got 2 people working in the kitchen, you know, like you're going in to grab stuff or you're cooking, one person's doing another. You can get around each other much easier, you know. So nice big kitchen, especially when you got this much space in a small house like this for the living room area. You can put TV over here, you can put the TV over there, either way. Let me point this out real quick. All of their houses that I've noticed, they all have the recessed lighting, which is really nice. It's all dimmable and color temperature changeable with remote controls. Nice fan unit. I'm not seeing the mini splits hanging on the wall, so it is possible that this in particular house has, that should be a cold air return there, but I'm not seeing any floor units either. Maybe that's where it comes out there. I guess they're going to have the mini split going into maybe some sort of compressor unit up there and make it a forced air, which is nice, so you don't have the mini split units hanging on the wall. Nice loft situation. I'll peek up there in a second. And then there's a room back here, and then there's a room over there with a bathroom. So let's take a look at this to start with. I wanted to point this out. That is going to be your power breaker box for inside the house. All of them are the same way. And let me point this out as well. This is all tongue and groove pine. It's special ordered, very expensive, and very heavy duty. It's so much nicer than having a sheetrock wall. And you can see the gap there. This is solid as a rock. This place is just built so well. WestwoodCabins.com does a really good job. But you pay a little extra for it. If you want a custom designed house like this and you want it to be built like the best, then you're gonna pay a little extra. I would bet that this one's in the mid to upper 100-something thousands. So it's a little expensive. A lot of people are gonna complain about that, but to each their own, and these are all custom built for people. Look at the size of this bar right here. That is very nice. And I love the cabinet color. That's a plus for me, especially when they went with the black outside as well. You got a fan up here. Full-size refrigerator unit right here. You could actually get a little oversized if you want to go beyond the cabinets. You've got the hookup for the stovetop here. And that means you're going to have the ventilation system underneath the microwave. This might be a convection too. This probably would be a convection. I'm not sure if I should. Oh no, they got this taped up, so I'm not going to try to open that. But I think it's a convection microwave. Lots of cupboard space below in that. Oh, I haven't noticed this. Black. Look at that. That's a black sink. That is, and it's not metal, so that feels like some sort of rock almost. That's really cool. Comes with the thing. Of course, all of these have the pull-out units here, and lots of plugs everywhere in these units. Look at all the plugs on the walls. So this is ready for a TV here. So I think that's the idea, is you put your 50-inch, 60-inch TV right there. Then you got your couch over here on this side. So I was going to mention this about this tongue and groove pine too, is they do, this is just plain old raw wood. They do a glaze on it, a white glaze. I think you can get colored glazes too, where you can kind of see through it. You can do it in different levels, where it's very see-through or barely see-through. And then you could see all the knotty pine underneath it, right? To give that flavor. Or you could just paint it white or paint it another color. They could either paint the ceiling and leave the walls, or paint the walls, the ceiling, different colors. You could do whatever you want. So let's take a look at this loft real quick, which is a nice feature for storage, if not for a spare bedroom. So you could see that it would be really tight on that end. If you're trying to sleep, don't sit up quick. You're going to hit your head. But put the bed in the middle. You could put some storage units across over there. And then you got a nice window up here too for that. So now notice these windows go all the way through the place. So you've got this nice light coming in. You might not want that in the morning if you're trying to sleep, but here's the first bedroom right here with its own doors. And obviously that's big enough for a queen bed to sit in, but probably not a king. If you put a king in there, it might be just right to the walls. So you could probably fit one in and put a little shelf unit up on each side as an end table, and a small closet right there. This might be the mirror for the bathroom and stuff right there, just waiting to go in. So got a small closet, but ceilings are a little bit low, probably 7 feet, maybe not quite 7 feet, but definitely not 8. But you got the loft up on this one. So yeah, let's see. I don't see any. Oh, there is. There's a vent right there for the air conditioner to come in here. So that's nice. So it's actually forced air conditioning unit, even though it's got the mini split on the back, which is really good. Here's the bathroom. Nice big space here. Look at that. So you got the pocket door, right, guys? Oops, let me turn my camera the right way. I can't get that to open. Oh, I guess there. So you got your pocket door, and even though all the panel doors are pretty thin there, this is really, that's a solid piece of wood. That's not that hollow stuff you get in most doors. So very nice system right here. Oh, here's your washer dryer unit right here. So you put some shelving units and a tabletop there to fold clothes and stuff like that. It's got a nice big shower. Look at this. That's a nice wide shower there. It's at least 4 foot, if not 4'6". Black. Nice shower head. Light in there. AC unit coming in. Nice window. And once again, I point these out in all the videos. They all come with windowsills. And I really do believe windowsills are really important. Put plants on it. Cats love to sit in it if you got an animal. Blah, blah, blah. Right? The blah, blah, blah. So here's the toilet. Here's the toilet right here. And these are really nice, solid toilets. They're not cheap plastic or RV style. You've got the full countertop here. And, you know, I didn't finish in the kitchen, did I? No, I kind of got distracted. I'm ADD like that. But you got the same countertops out here as you do in this. I'm going to go back to the kitchen right after this. You got some storage here, and you got room for another cabinet here. You got sconce up here, room for any kind of mirror you want to put. And then, of course, they got that little drawer there, too. So, AC and light switch there, plus light switches here for the lights, and then that's your vent right there. There's a hidden vent up inside that light right there, so that's really cool. I like that the washer dryer unit's in there. Sorry I didn't finish this. You've got your dishwasher unit right here, right? Lots of space underneath here. Your stove and your refrigerator like I was talking about. And I mentioned this earlier that there's a bar here, and this happens a lot when you get the space that you can't get to from in there, so you got it out here instead, right? Which is nice. Now this one is, what is this? It's, yep, 52 by 14.8. So that's gonna be around 700 something square feet. Not gonna do the math in my head. And you got storage up here. I'm not gonna be able to get to it. There's no ladder, so I can't get to it. Here's your, once again, windowsills. Sorry, and plugs everywhere. I think I mentioned that already. I might have mentioned that on another video, but. And then this door and this door I'm at right now are both not pocket doors. A lot of times they'll have pocket doors throughout the whole place, but this one has actual doors that you open. And look at the size of that bedroom. There's your master bedroom for a tiny house, guys. And here's your control unit, all touchscreen for your AC. So this is nice. You got room for a nice dresser here, set of dressers, or even an armoire. It's actually kind of big enough for an armoire. We're sitting a little funky. That door would stay open if it was leveled right, but they just set these on the ground. So once again, you got the fan, recessed lighting everywhere. You've got your, that's where you're gonna bring in your, you know, AC right there. Here's your window. A lot of times they'll put that window where they plan on putting the bed, so I guess you'd have a king size bed coming out here, right? You could easily put a king in here. You could also put it this way. Might make it a little, you know, if you're a queen, you could obviously go this way easier. You could do a king there, no problem, and still be able to get to that closet, no problem, and have walking space over here. But here's your, I think I showed you the power box out there. So this is your hot water heater, you know, the quick heat system. I don't know what they call that exactly. I kind of forgot. But lights in all the closets. Not a huge closet, but, you know, like I said, you could either put an armoire there, or you could put just a dresser, mount a TV that could come out and turn. Come out and turn. And again, you got this nice overhead window, and then your double doors right there. So just beautifully done. Super great construction. Every corner has got, you know, these pieces, and I'm surprised that this one hasn't been painted inside, but I guess whoever was buying it likes this natural wood. But look at all these lights all the way down. You know, you could, and they're set in different sections. I don't know if these two are by themselves and then these are by themselves. I'm not sure how that works. They've got them wired up a certain way. But you could just light up one part, light up another part, dim them. So beautiful. And once again, this is definitely not a tiny house. It's a mini house. It's the same as a single wide. Most single wides are around 48 to 52 feet and about the same width too. It varies in the mobile home world, and this would be, once again, under the manufactured home world. But hopefully you guys like this video. I really appreciate you watching. If you did like it, please hit like and subscribe. That'll help our channel grow. Check out another video right there, another tiny house video there, and then check out our channel there. We actually have a tiny house playlist you can check out. So thanks again for watching. Check out some more videos, and we'll see you on the next one.